I saw her eyes that night, glowing red like embers, piercing through the darkness as she watched me from the shadows. Princess Adesuwa wasn't human anymore. I should have never gone to that cursed palace. I grew up in a small village near the royal grounds. We all knew the stories about Princess Adesuwa. She was beautiful, yes, but people said she had a dark heart. Some whispered that she had sold her soul to spirits, that anyone who looked into her eyes for too long would be lost forever. No one dared speak against her, not even the king. They said she could curse you with a single word. When Prince Olu from the neighboring kingdom came to visit, we all hoped he would bring peace to her. He was kind, respectful. He greeted us like equals, always smiling. But when he met Adesuwa, her expression changed, something dark and hungry in her eyes. He left soon after, and the palace felt different, haunted, like the shadows were hiding something. Not long after, people began to vanish. It was small things at first, palace servants, some villagers who delivered supplies. Then, my best friend, Adewale, disappeared one evening. He'd gone to the palace to deliver yams for his father, and he never came back. His mother cried at the gates, pleading for answers, but nobody would speak to her. They said it was palace business. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to know what happened to Adewale. So, I snuck onto the palace grounds, moving through the trees under the cover of darkness. That's when I saw her. Princess Adesuwa stood at the edge of the forest, alone, her back to me. The air around her felt thick and heavy, like I could barely breathe. I hid behind a tree, but somehow, she knew I was there. She turned slowly, her skin pale as bone under the moonlight. Her eyes were glowing a deep, terrible red that froze me in place. She whispered my name, turned, like she had known me all my life. Her voice was soft, sweet even, but it was laced with something cold and unnatural. I wanted to run, but my legs wouldn't move. I was paralyzed. Then, I heard it, the voices. They were coming from around her, cries and whispers from people I recognized. Faces appeared in the shadows, flickering like candlelight. Adewale was there, along with others from our village who had disappeared. Their faces were twisted, their eyes hollow, mouths frozen in silent screams. They were trapped, bound to her, like they had no choice but to stay at her side.
Download
Come
more
closer,
on
she said,
freenigerbeats.com.
her hand reaching out to me. I felt a force pulling me, something invisible dragging me toward her. I was fighting to breathe, to stay still, but her voice kept pulling me in. As I was about to step out from behind the tree, I heard Adewale's voice, faint but clear, like a warning in my mind, run, turn. Leave, before it's too late. In that moment, I broke free. I stumbled back, almost falling, my heart pounding so loudly it drowned out everything else. Her eyes followed me, glowing red, as I turned and ran. I didn't stop until I reached my village. I left that night and never looked back. I don't know what Princess Adesuwa did to those souls she keeps bound to her, but the disappearances never stopped. To this day, I hear whispers in the night, faint voices that remind me of Adewale and the others, warning me. They say she waits for me, that one day she will find me, and I'll be forced to join the others, trapped forever in the darkness at her side.